So I've chosen the 70% carbohydrates for the marathon runner because they need to have lots of energy, as they'll be running for about 1.5 hours, and they will need lots of simple and complex carbohydrates. 15% protein, so they can have the protein to repair their muscles, as there will be lots of tears in their muscles due to the prolonged duration of the exercise they're taking part in. And 15% fat for the energy production. I've also recommended that they take in lots of water so they keep hydrated, as hydration is key during performance, as it will allow them to keep their transport system going and efficient. And vitamin D, so they have increased and more efficient muscle contractions. Moving on to the weightlifter, I've moved the carbohydrates down to 55%, but I've recommended that they have an increased amount of simple carbohydrates. This is due to the fact that they'll be doing more explosive short movements, so they won't need complex carbohydrates. 25% protein, and this is for the growth and repair of their muscles, as they will need more muscle mass to theoretically lift heavier weights. And this will, having more protein will mean that they can get back from recovery quicker and train harder. And 20% fat, so they have more structurally strong cells, so they don't get damaged during weightlifting. And I recommend that they have vitamin D and vitamin E. Vitamin D, so they have stronger bones, and this will mean that they can A, carry more weight, and B, there'll be less chance of breakages. And vitamin E, so they have increased cell strength again, so when they're doing their weightlifting, they have less chance of injuring themselves and injuring their cells. Onto the digestive system, and for the esophagus, this is here, and this takes food down into the stomach and pushes it down using peristalsis. Now the duodenum, just here. This is the passage from the food from the stomach to the small intestine, which is just located here. And this is where the absorption happens. It's lined with lots of little cells called villi, and this increases the surface area and really helps with the absorption. Onto the anus, where the excretion happens of the indigestible matter, which is, coincidence, stored by the rectum, which collects the indigestible matter and pushes it through to the anus. The gallbladder, which is here, produces bile, which is part of the digestive juices. The mouth, which is where the mechanical digestion happens. So your saliva will start to break down all of the matter that's inside there. Onto the liver. This produces pancreatic juices and also helps with digestion. Onto the large intestine. This is where the food is absorbed and passes the indigestible matter into the rectum. Onto the stomach. This is where the chemical digestion happens, as you have lots of stomach acid, and it's just a big mixing bowl of kind of breaking the food down. And last we have the pancreas. The pancreas, which is where the digestive juices are again produced, and also helps break down breaks down the food. Thank you for listening to my presentation.